Good morning. Do you know what time it is? Actually, don't answer that. Let me check. Turns out it's time to check up on our favorite community, the Smash Melee community. Basically, the other day, someone made a mod from Melee where Game & Watch got a new skin as Jimbo from Balatro. And it's a really well-made skin, you know, it's got custom hit effects, custom sound effects, and these things are really hard to do in a game as old as Melee. But then the modder did the unthinkable. He wanted money for his work. And as we all know, Smash players are two things. They are angry and they're broke. And they're moist. They were going to be taking a deep dive into the whole situation, looking at the backlash and looking at the developers' reasoning behind the price. And in the end, once again, coming to the conclusion that Melee is cooked. Enjoy the video. I put Balatro in Melee. Let's see how much multi you can stack up against your opponents with this new skin over Mr. Game Watch. Get it at my newly created Patreon, linked below. Slippi compatible. Literally the only reason there's drama about this is because he takes pay for it. Like, he wants people to pay for the mod. Apparently, the people just really don't like that. Here's why my mods are paywalled and how I went about creating Jimbo for my SSP and Balatro mod. It took more work than you would think. I have removed the membership tiers from my Patreon. I have received too much harassment, numerous insults, and quite a few DMs telling me to kill myself, among other nasty things. So, it's just a Smash community at work, man. Actually, I haven't read this. Is it long? Yeah, it's kind of long. You know what? Let's read this first. Okay, it's not that much text. There's a lot of pictures. Let's read the thing first. Haha! Wow, my Balatro Game Watch mod is being behind the paywall really seemed to make a lot of people angry. I'll address some of the concerns here and explain why it's paywalled. For starters, the membership of my Patreon being $10 will only be for the first month. After this, membership will go down to $5 a month. However, those who have supported me initially this first month will get the entire year of mods I release for free, no matter if they stay subscribed or not. That's less than $1 a month. I don't think that's greed. I think it's a way for those who initially like my work to get the next year's worth at an extreme discount, while also being a way of saying thank you for being an early supporter. While I just created my Patreon, my thinking going forward is at the very bare minimum, I will release one high-quality Slippi compatible mod a month, but I really hope to exceed this time willing. Continuing on, despite what some may think or say, this mod required a lot of hard work. It is not just a bunch of PNGs or whatever else one might say. Furthermore, I had to solve a very novel problem to get this mod working online. One that no one else had before, which I will discuss further down. I taught myself Blender in order to get the mod creator because despite what the game shows, Mr. Game Watch is a 3D model. And so is my model of Jimbo I created. Furthermore, everything you see, aside from the Joker card and pixel art, I created myself. The sounds from Balatro from my research are free sounds available online, albeit maybe with some filtering. So I suppose the only thing I really used from Balatro was the pixel art on his attacks. If Local Thunk really doesn't like it, that's the creator, I'm guessing, for Balatro, he can ask me to remove it, and I will. And I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure everything I've created is very transformative in nature, so I would think Nintendo wouldn't care. Well, it's a bold statement. Can I get a wall of does you know in chat, please? Thank you. As I am not distributing their game, only the files necessary to modify it on your own. If Nintendo did really care to give me a cease and desist, maybe because of my model uses Game Watch's skeleton and attributes, then they would have to, they would have gone after Slippi team a long time ago. Downloading Slippi literally supplies you with custom .dat files in the Slippi team made that use the original SSPM artwork, such as stock icons, stage icons, character portraits, and menus, some of which are literally cannot be accessed unless you subscribe for Ranked. The Ranked stage select HUD, for example. Wait, Slippi is paid? The Ranked is free, $5 a month for unlimited sets. It sets a great value. Locals usually charge twice that, and you might get two. What the? But you do pay for Slippi, so that's the okay. So they're already doing. If Nintendo was going after someone, they would absolutely go for Slippi first, right? They're making something out of Nintendo's IP, and they're getting paid for it. Okay. Yeah, no, he has a point. Then he has a point. Wait, how are these guys? What the? Why is the community mad over a mod that's being paid for? When Slippi is paid for. Are they insane? So for those who don't know, Slippi is like a version of Smash that you can play on your computer, I believe, and it's just like a more fixed. It has some community fixes in the game. It has online connectivity. It's just like a very convenient way to practice Smash Bros. Melee, and every pro does it. And during COVID, they tried having Slippi tournaments, and I think they had some issues with that because Nintendo didn't like them playing on unofficial software. I don't really actually know how that went, but there was some issues with it. But yeah, no, that's definitely a mod on the game, and someone's being paid for it, so that's kind of funny. I think I'm good. But despite this, if Nintendo did give me a notice, I would remove it as well. I would not stop creating mods. I'd still showcase them. I just wouldn't release them. Additionally, I'm not the only SSPM mod creator who makes paid Patreon mods. There are others who do good work, and they deserve all the support they receive as well. I just seem to have a viral tweet, and people got angry it wasn't free. This mod took me a month to create. I don't think I'm wrong for wanting some compensation for something I spent a considerable amount of time on. As much as I wish that I would spend a bunch of time creating something and releasing it for free, unfortunately that's not realistic, as the time I spent on creating this takes away time from me I could be using to make money. Unfortunately, passion doesn't put food in my belly, nor does it pay my rent. So I thought it would be the best way to justify spending more time on creating high quality mods that others may want. Anyways, that's about it. If anyone's interested in how I created Jimbo, continue reading on. Getting the hit effects to work was a real doozy. Isn't it reasonable? I feel like it's fine. If he wants to monetize this, he does it at his own risk. If Nintendo wants to sue him, then it's like it's his fault, man. Like, it's always so funny to see these people on Twitter, right? Especially people on Twitter, who would, like, go out of their way and be like, you support artists, AI is bad. And they will keep saying support artists until they have to do it. Until you are the one that has to pay for the art. It's so virtuous and epic to say support artists, right? It's like people on the who gets interviewed on the street and they are asked like, oh, we should let in more refugees. And would you take them in your house? Would you provide them shelter? And they're like, well, I think that's kind of complicated.
Not right now, not at this point, no.
Would you be willing to sign this today and invite a migrant into your home?
No.
Or the one person who was like on the campus saying like, oh, you should give up campus spots for more impoverished people. And then they go to the campus and that's like, would you give your spot for the impoverished at campus? And they're like, well, that's kind of complicated because blah 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 blah. And it's the same thing here where it's like, yeah, you should support artists and artists deserve compensation for their work, and that's awesome. But paying for a mod that someone spent a month figuring out how to do, this guy is evil. He's an evil capitalist pig. My glorious Nintendo overlord, multi-billion-dollar company. Get him, okay? Take his livelihood away. Watch out when comparing people around the Smash community. True. Yeah, I should not bring up the Dark Triad. It's been proven it's a bad play. Anyways, let's keep moving. I will get into the quotes and everything in the discussion in a bit. But I actually do want to know how we made this. The model is again watched despite his flat nature. He is not a 2D character. He has a fully worked out 3D model. This can be seen either through the use of custom gecko codes or posing at the right time when throwing him. Here is the pic of the Jimbo bundle I made in Blender. It looks a little silly from the side, but thankfully Melee flattens him out. Melee is a strange game. The on-hit effects that display and in the game are from a rather small pool of available effects, and changing the element type of these effects can cause desyncs. These on-hit effects seem to be hard-coded, so adding a new one was not so easy. Nevertheless, I wanted to, because I want my Jimbo mod to have the custom hit effects, and only him. As changing a pre-existing element would change the hit effects for everyone else who had that element. Furthermore, I wanted Jimbo to have his own on-hit sounds as well. The pool for on-hit sounds is similarly small. Okay, he basically did a lot of I'm not gonna really, I don't know coding, I don't know any of this stuff, but he did a lot of work, man. He figured some out and laid the groundwork, and you know, if someone else wants to make more, if someone else now wants to make mods for the game, they can read this document and be like, oh, that's how you do it, that's great, so now it's easier to do it. He's visionary, guys, okay? But yeah, he got told to kill himself because of it. People saying, no, I'd rather pirate these mods. People spend years releasing free mods and projects that are made and spent their spare time to build a portfolio for a highest dude, why am I a streamer? I can't read. I should just get a welfare check and like fucking jerk off to hentai all day, like you guys. People spend years releasing free mods and projects that they've made in their spare time to build a portfolio for a high-earning job. This should be no different. In my opinion, this should not be paywall, especially considering you don't own any rights to Balatro or Super Smash Bros. I appreciate that it takes effort, but not only did people not ask for this, you're paywalling IPs that you do not own. Then just don't buy it. If you don't think it's a fair price. The funny thing is, you don't have to buy the thing. You can just not buy it. If you go to the grocery store and the strawberries cost $10, you can just not buy strawberries that day, man. Like, just... How hard is this for people, dude? Just talk with your wallet, then. And you're paywalling IPs that you do not own. Okay, again, it's just leave the multi-billion... Have you seen the guy with the fat guy with sword in his back? Like, leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone. Here's the quotes or tweets. Here's someone with 51k likes, someone pirating, just sharing the mod. How about no? Here's a download for those who want it. I nabbed your mod again. Try it at Google. This is a paywall mod, by the way, and people are unironically defending it. We're cooked. The concept of paywalling a mod for a character you don't own is definitely something. I'm just very surprised of how many people are complaining about this. Albino, wouldn't it be better if he make a donation link? It's his decision. I think for him now, this is a great thing, because now his tweet is viral, right? His tweet has, well, this is this thing. His original tweet has 20k likes, 23k likes, and 3.9k retweets. And it's caused like a bunch of drama. I'm covering this now. Now he's getting so much exposure. I think if he made a donation link about this, right, no one would have cared. And it's whatever. But now he's like gotten so much attention, and some people are probably gonna like more people are definitely gonna buy this thing than they would otherwise. It's your choice. You want people to more people to have it and showcase it, then you can do a free thing with a donation link. If you want to use it, you gotta pay for it. You gotta buy it. Then you can do it this way. Although it's very susceptible to being pirated. So I don't hate mods, but it's up to the mod maker anyways. Yeah, like how much of a little entitled piece of you have to be like, you made a mod for a game, I have the right to have access to this, and you are not gonna get paid for it. Even though I don't play the game, I'm gonna have access to it, because taking like commission for a 1 month of work is just masked up, man. You're literally Satan, so. And now we have Hungerbox chiming in. Might be a silly comparison, but I gladly paid $55 each month to play ranked Slippi. I didn't actually read the tweet until now, so which is at the end of the day a very robust and complex melee mod. Yeah, yes, that's true. My question: which mod should and shouldn't be paywalled? Is it because of Blotter IP, or is it because it's solely aesthetic? That's like a thing that's like so surprising to me, because HBox knows this stuff, and a lot of people who are in the melee community, they know this. Like, I didn't know Slippi was paid for, but these people, most of the people who are like in this discussion, they know that because they're in like the community, right? And they're all being like, "Oh, you pay for a mod? That's masked up, man." That's insane, the double standards. Are you a Smash player by now? I used to play Smash Ultimate a lot. I used to play Melee when I was a kid, and I watch Melee tournaments before everyone was banned. They just banned everyone. Mango is banned. Hacks got banned. Zero got banned. I think Anti also got. There was like a bunch of like big wave of people getting banned. Like Muta King quit. Armada quit. Mango was the one thing keeping me to playing Smash like for a while, but he got banned. So. You know. Anyways, and here's technicals. I usually agree with technicals, but here we definitely don't see eye to eye on this. It's just basic copyright infringement to sell a modified existing product. Not really a moral judgment. Okay, but then there's Slippi. Okay, there's Slippi. And second of all, I think we've like seen time and time again that Nintendo, you know, it's really funny to see this specific take come up in a discussion regarding Melee, which is owned by Nintendo, which is one of the most like notorious ass backwards, like iron fist enforcers of copyright law to a fault. Like there's like some guy makes like a simple emulator in his free time for free in America, and Nintendo will send like Bitcoin assassins to his house with an axe made out of ice to get him. Like the cease and desists are dealt out like candy. And then a lot of people here just don't see that, oh, just because you can enforce something, just because you have the legal right to enforce something, doesn't really mean you should. I think Nintendo, especially here, is very relevant, and it's been proven a lot. And also, I'm not a man of the law. What is the legality of this? Like, is Slippi doing it? Is what Slippi doing illegal? Like, you would have to think it is when it comes to like making content of someone else's IP, and especially in Japan. How about this, chat? Someone in Japan draws a comic of like smut, where Midna in her imp form gets like raw dogged by Wolf Link in high detail. Okay, then they print that out in a magazine and they sell it locally. Okay. Is that illegal? Because a lot of that's like very commonplace to do in Japan. Is that like jail time? Do they get cease and desist for that? Because you know, then they're using someone else's IP. It's a very simple question. It's a basic copyright infringement to sell a modified existing product. You know, I don't see these sweaty Smash nerds going after the hentai. That's very curious. That would be fan art territory? What's the difference? You make something, you create a thing. Copyright doesn't apply to transformative work. Well, this is transformative work. I just don't think, like, what we see here, I mean, first of all, this is really well made. Right? It's a very well made mod. It's really high quality. Sound effects, hit effects, you know, really good, a good model. It's just good work. Really good work. Yeah, no, I think definitely it would fit the bill. Jimbo does in fact not punch people in Balatro. Yeah, I don't see it as a big problem. But I agree with Hungerbox. Like, where do you draw the line, man? Obviously, Nintendo cares more if it's a recent system. Like, you know, if you make an emulator nowadays for Nintendo 64 versus if you make an emulator for Switch, it's a very big difference. Nintendo takes those, you know, tackles them very differently. Then there's also all the not safe for work artists making art and animations on copyrighted franchises that are payable behind Patreon. Is that legal? Yeah, same thing. I mean, yeah, it's basically the same thing. If your job is to draw smut, right? And there's a lot of people doing this. I've looked and done research on the topic, and there's a lot of them that are paywalling the more undressed and schnasty versions on Patreon, and taking like commission for it, basically. And is that also like, is that too much? Is that you know, are they evil? evil capitalist mossed up people? Like, what's going on? Yeah, it's just a stupid situation. God forbid you support an artist. Melee players, when they have to pay for a mod of a character they 100% will never use in their life. Yeah, there it is. There, yep. Oh, someone actually brought it up. Insert lewd art bought at Supernova here. I can't stand Nintendo. And there's like 10 minutes later, here's a cease and desist. How to report potential infringement. Yeah, it's like there's snitching. $10 for a skin mod in 24-year-old game. Yeah, watch this N-word. I'm snitching on Nintendo out of spite for paywalling a mod. The audacity of some of you is crazy, yeah. Shit was so cool until learning this paywall. You gotta be a different kind of MF to paywall a mod of a game you don't even own the rights to. A game that's been supported greatly by the creativity and graciousness of the modding community. Yeah, damn, these people are like literal room temperature IQ. Well, at the end of the day, I mean, this guy, like 3.6 million. 3.6 million views for this guy just because of it. So I guess it paid off. Because there's a controversy now, some people are gonna be like, oh, these guys, and just, I'm gonna go buy the mod in spite. Like, he got told to kill himself in DMs like a million times, so, you know, that sucks, but... I suppose it's just a precedent of modding being almost always free. Maybe it's just simply a culture thing. Probably is. Mods are usually free, and that's you know, whatever. But if a creator wants to paywall their mod, it's up to them. It's their mod. They made it. If they want to like give it for free, that's awesome. Good for you. You're you know, contributing to the community, taking time out of your day, and you're asking for nothing in return, right? Like, that's crazy. Needless to say, if I made a mod for a game, I would probably, you know, yeah, I would have like at least like a donation link or something. At the very least, you know. I don't think the controversy is worth it because now it's definitely under Nintendo's radar. I mean, yeah, and by extension, then maybe Slippi too. But no, Slippi, they've known about... The thing is that Nintendo has known about Slippi for a long time. And if they didn't act on Slippi, right? If they didn't act on that, why would they act on this? It's the same thing. Don't make it paywall albino, you'll get death threats. I don't care if I get death threats. I just report them to the police. I don't think people get death threats as much as, like, you think online. I don't see that people get, like... Because he didn't mention death threats here. He didn't get it over this. He just got told to kill himself. And this guy can differentiate between getting a death threat and getting a death... request. He got death requests telling me to kill myself and among other nasty things. Yeah, he's just got nasty messages and death requests, not death threats. This controversy is the nothing burger, at least for now, because this is how big changes start happening in communities or any given service out there. Majority of mods are free now. A couple of years down the line, the majority might become paid because someone started paywalling mods and now everyone's doing it. Well, if that's the thing's way to go, then that's how they go. I don't think if this sparks a change like that, I wouldn't call it a nothing burger. Just being honest with you. Have you ever gotten a death threat in your time on the internet? No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have gotten like a death threat. I probably have. I probably did like once, maybe when I was doing the stream sniping back in Dark Souls 2. I might have gotten some like from the streamer himself on stream. But those were usually like low viewer streamers that would like do that because that's really stupid to do. Because it's illegal, and then you have like video evidence of them doing it. So I didn't really think much of it back then, anyways. Yeah, so it's really funny to see how that turns out. Bro's gonna get Bowser-sized anal resizing from Nintendo Lamau. Paywalling a mod for one character behind your Patreon is real scummy, regardless if it's good, and you wonder why game companies go after mods in the first place. Crap like this. This should be a free-off Patreon for everyone. Reconsider and make it free. Shut the up, man. You know what? I think it's probably the worst community you could ever like release a paid mod for, right? When you play a competitive fighting game, usually when you win tournaments, stuff like that, or if you compete or anything like that, you earn money. Everyone who plays Smash Melee is broke. Nintendo hates competitive play, aggressively disincentivizes it by taking down that, threatening tournaments, and not allowing people to use Slippi in tournaments, stuff like that. And no one makes money. Even the people who like the best player in the world, like Cody Schwab, or at least he was for a little bit. Anyways, he can't afford anything, so he's giga broke. Everyone's broke. They're so broke, and they can't afford a $10 mod. And that's why they're so mad. It's just cope because yeah, they all are giga broke. They have no money. They make no money from prizes. And they try to go professional in a game that no one really cares about, apparently. Or a lot of them are just like not locked in enough to make it as a content creator on the side. Because in other games, I think like if you play like Dota 2, if you play Counter-Strike, if you play League of Legends, if you play like any other fighting game, really like Strive or Street Fighter, like in a lot of these like competitive esport games, if you do well in their tournaments that are like backed by the developer themselves, then you get like you get flown down there. You probably get like your stay covered, and the prize pool is insane. And this is obviously for the top players, but you know, it's just a whole different thing. If you go pro in League and actually do well, you can make bank. Difference is that it's actually League. Yeah, and I've been to. I mean, I know some content creators, a lot of them that do League. like dumps and by extension how the events are for that. So like Riot will, they know that, you know, coverage on social media and just online in general is really fucking valuable. So they would like fly content creators out, make events for them. Same with the pro players, just like make everything as easy as possible so we can have the best event and tournament possible, right? And it's such a fucking huge difference because you don't have to be like that big of a creator in League to get really good benefits. Whereas like, you know, in Nintendo, like they, in the beginning, like in 2012, was it then? Like early in YouTube, Nintendo would like not let you play their games on YouTube. Like they were. If Nintendo are allowed to get, like, they gotta be kept in check. You really gotta crack the whip at Nintendo, because if you allow them to have it their way, they will, like, it's actually, like, Germany. I'm not kidding. They will, like, it, well, I wouldn't say Germany. Dystopian, basically, yeah. 1984. Aztec slavery. Like, those societies where you just say the wrong thing and you get lynched. Again, just with that in mind, it was weird to see the whole copyright argument brought up, because, you guys are talking about a game by Nintendo. Like, come on. Come on. Have you guys not been through enough?